I am actually not pumped for this one. I'm really not. I mean, I am a couple of things. I am a Sixer fan, but I'm also a fan of the NBA. I love basketball. And I love a game where you have two number one seeds going at it, top teams of each conference, playing a game, and that's what it was. And that should never happen. When you have clear, conclusive evidence that our guy stepped out of bounds, that should be the call. I'm sorry, that is what it is. If we were out, you had to make that call. I am an NBA fan as much as I am a Sixer fan, and I'm also a human being personally of fairness and integrity. Where, obviously the Jazz lost their cool at the end of the game. Donovan Mitchell gets ejected, but at that point, if we were on the other side, we would have been livid. Absolutely livid. And I should know because I felt that livid in a game that we won against Boston on an offensive foul call that was absolutely ridiculous. So of course I know how Utah Jazz fans feel about this. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, ooh, we won, we're better than Utah Jazz. I actually think the two teams are really close, save for the 3-2 battle. And really what that 3-2 battle sums up to in the end is this. They got Donovan Mitchell, who's a pretty good player. And Jordan Clarkson's a pretty good player. Joe Ingles can handle the ball. Bojan Bogdanovic, 44% three-point shooter. The Utah Jazz have way better perimeter players than we do. We're out here playing Steph Curry and Danny Green over 20 minutes a night. And the obvious outcome of that was, obvious. You definitely need the Lowry trade to go through because you can't go on like this with Steph Curry and Danny Green. Hold on real quick. Let me go and look at their stats. I'm going to go look at the box score. Overtime, 130, 123. $131, 123. So, god damn it, ESPN. All your ads and stuff. So, okay, Steph Curry managed to be a +2 on the night somehow. 4 personal fouls, 3 assists, 5 for 7, 2 for 4 for 3, only 7 shots. Here, the infamous Danny Green with a -6. Here's Get ready for this. 3 points, 4 rebounds, a steal and a block in 22 minutes of wasted action. Can we please give it to the guy? How do you play 22 minutes and only come away with, he shot 1 3-pointer? He doesn't get involved in the action. It's not like a JJ Redick, Rip Hamilton, Ray Allen come off screens and pin downs and no. Can he dribble drive? No. Does he defend? No. Again, he's a -6. Everyone else, +7, +10, +10,
I switched to Chevy. I switched for more room.
This dude is a -6.
It's an impressive lineup of cars,
come
trucks, and
on.
SUVs. It's no wonder people are switching to Chevy.
Let me
year
put
after
his
year.
-6 in the
Find new
perspective.
roads at
The
your
only
local
other
Chevy
player
dealer.
who was in the minus
Who's
was
got
Mike
the 3? Here's
Scott
Embiid
at a
posting
-3.
up. He's got Bogdanovic thinking about a 3. There it is. Yes! Yeah!
Crap. And that's the problem with ESPN. So I paused that video. Sorry. ESPN just plays this random ass video all the time, and it's just dumb. Shake Milton somehow managed to be a +14 with his sad stat line. 4 of 11, 0 for 4 for 3, gets in the line 4 times, 3 assists and 2 turnovers. And that was the story of the game before the refs. The story of the game is that your guards are shit. Like, come on. You could have really advanced the ball on a dribble drive all game long. And the Utah Jazz, I'm really jealous. They have Donovan Mitchell. They have Jordan Clarkson. I'm pretty sure their third guard is probably better than our second stringer. Like, come on. When everyone's like, how did Utah Jazz get these many threes? They're not standing behind the line. Well, they're standing behind the line and catching you shooting, but they're not all standing behind the line. It's not like the Bucks 5-out offense. It's different. They got guys in Donovan and Bojan, and Boban. But they got guys who drive in the middle, largely in part because they have the ball handles to drive in the middle. They have ball handlers we don't. Seriously, Seth Curry, 3 assists on the night. Shake Milton, 3 assists on the night. Ben Simmons is not really a dribble drive guard. 5 turnovers. You need Lowry. Bad. I will overpay for Kyle Lowry because you can't go on like this. You cannot go on with Seth Curry, Shake Milton, Ben primarily as your one in half-court situations. You can't. If not for the refs, you lose tonight. You know? You can't go on like this. So don't let the travesty of officiating, don't let it overlook the fact that your guards are just garbage right now. Third court bars. Now give Doc credit for limiting it to 12 minutes, right? He gets you 8 points, 1 for 1 for 3, 3 for 3 from the line. 8 points, 12 minutes. It is what it is, but he's a +0 because he couldn't defend anybody. Like, this guard situation is just terrible. And obviously, Tobias Harris, he really came strong in the second half and overtime, just really taking over the game at that point. Early on in the first half, improvement rate the third quarter, you kind of see that he's going through this knee bruise, the contusion thing, and luckily you get an all-star break to rest that out. But I think any real discussion about this game has to go to the MVP at this point. The unquestioned, undisputed MVP. Let me tell something to these sport writers. What is the MVP? The most valuable player. As the player on the number 1 seed in the conference. You went 1 for 1. Basically, you tied the series with the Utah Jazz. I don't want to put too much emphasis on that because Jazz fans, I know how the game ended. I acknowledge that. That's not how I wanted to end. If we lose legitimately, it looks like we would have, yeah, we deserve to lose that game. I'm not gonna lie. But the reality is, like it or not, that we're 1 for 1. So we tied the series, and we're top of the conference. And Joel Embiid's stat line tonight: 40 points, 19 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, a steal, 2 for 5 for 3, including a game-tying 3 at the end of regulation, 10 for 13 for the free throw line. He is the undisputed MVP. If the season ended today, it should be as unanimous as it was for Westbrook and Giannis. He is the most dominant two-way center in the game. You cannot tell me as NBA fans in general, we want players who dominate both ends of the floor. I mean, the guy dominates both ends of the floor, we're going to have a sympathetic 36-year-old story for LeBron or the 7th-seeded Denver Nuggets. Are you kidding me? No, it's undisputed. It's undisputed. Yeah, James Harden kind of put himself a little bit in the conversation with this huge win streak, but keep in mind, I feel like of their 8-game win streak, I feel like 3 or 4 of their games were against teams under 500. In other words, the rough equivalent of what we played against the Pacers. So the Nets, they kind of hit a nice little road in their schedule. They made adjustments too. So credit to Steve Nash. You put in Bruce Brown. You put in another perimeter defender. You limit DeAndre Jordan to minutes. And they look better on the defensive end. So credit to them and credit to James Harden. He's having an absolutely unbelievable year. But with Joel Embiid dominating the way he's dominating, it's not Joel Embiid's fault that the supporting cast is less thereof. Like, seriously. I know that Daryl Morey is going to be on the phones. I know you want to be on the phones because when you have the best player in the league and you have a guy in Ben who, if you put the right things around Ben, you can get more than his 5 turnovers. So I just know, basically, I'm hoping and praying, like I said, overpay. Did the 19-year-old play? No, he did not play coach's decision. We can't afford it. It's like getting something it's like investing in a stock that might pay dividends 10 years down the road, but you're looking for a quick cash buyout, you know? Like, I know that Tyrese has the potential to be great, but we're trying to win an NBA championship at this juncture of the season. Well, we really are. So I will overpay 2 first-round draft picks, Tyrese Maxey, the expiring contract of Danny Green. That's the best offer that's out there in the market. Get this done so you can solidify the rotation, allow Ben Simmons to play more off-ball, get a legitimate pull-up trigger 3-point shooter in Lowry. That's the other thing. There's a difference between spot-up shooters and rhythm guys who can pull up off the dribble. Utah Jazz have a bunch of guys who can pull off the dribble. Court Miles can't pull off the dribble. Shake Milton, especially this year, he's fallen off. Nobody can pull off the dribble. Steph Curry isn't even a pull off the dribble kind of guy. So you got a bunch of spot-up guys who are really inconsistent, but no one off the bounce. Kyle Lowry can shoot off the bounce. So I will overpay because he's really bored, whatever. I don't care. I want to win a championship. We have not won a championship since 1983. I wasn't born. I don't think anyone in my generation, obviously, was born in 1983. You understand? Go get this done. But it was a good effort by our guys towards the fourth quarter, third quarter, and overtime. I want to say good effort. I don't want to say great win. Because if I say the words great win, I can't do that. Because of what the refs did. This is my way of splitting the needle. Joel Embiid played like an MVP, but Utah Jazz fans are going to end the video by saying, I acknowledge what happened. I acknowledge it. It happened. And it shouldn't have happened that way. And it was a roller coaster. I went from 1 minute being like, damn it, once again, crucial turnovers and bad communication on defense cost the Sixers the win, to, wait a minute, what the hell happened? And it was like, why were you jumping the ball after the ejection of Donovan Mitchell? It was weird. It leaves a sour taste in my mouth. As a native Philadelphian, I believe in balling for 48 minutes, not being bailed out by the refs. Let me put that into perspective. I say I want better officiating games, yes. That doesn't mean that we get the better outcome of it, I want it to be fairly evenly called. If Joel Embiid is getting slapped on the wrist, I want him to get the call. If our guy is standing out of bounds, I want the other team to get that call. Fair is fair, equal is equal, talent is talent. That's what sports is. For the rest to jump in like they did tonight, it works out to our benefit, but it doesn't make me overlook our weaknesses. Like, it wasn't a game we won, it's a game we stole, and I guess good on that, but I don't want to steal many games like that in the future. I just don't. I want good officiating games, especially between great teams, all healthy. I want great basketball, not ref basketball. Adam Silver, we need a better product, because this has just been ridiculous all season long, and it continues tonight, except in our favor, but that for me is worse. No. Six of the Universe signing off.